Okay, picture this. A perfectly still, incredibly vivid scene right at midnight. The whole house is completely silent. Your physical body is lying there perfectly still under this heavy, dark shadow. And according to the ancient wisdom of the Zohar, at this exact moment, a totally profound mystical event occurs. The higher soul disconnects and actually ascends. What's left behind is, well, basically a biological shell running on minimal background power. In this super vulnerable state, the Zohar tells us that every single person who sleeps tastes the mystical equivalent of death. It's a pretty bold claim. But, as you'll see, what happens next is even more fascinating.
Welcome to The Explainer. I am just absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. We're going to reveal the exhaustive, hidden, cosmic energy behind something you probably do on total autopilot every single day, the simple routine of waking up and washing your hands. We're going straight to the core of the Kabbalistic texts today, the Zohar, the writings of the Ari, and the Ravad, to uncover the rigorous spiritual mechanics of the morning. Get ready, because you are never going to look at your morning sink the same way again.
All right, so here is the chronological arc of our system reboot today. First, we'll cover the midnight system shutdown. Next, malware on the hand interfaces. Then the mechanics of purification, followed by Sephirotic cosmic engineering, and finally restoring your dimensions. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Midnight System Shutdown.
To truly understand the SOD, the absolute deepest secret of this process, we kind of need to look at it through a tech analogy. Think of your body as a high-end operating system. Sleep? Well, sleep is basically a partial system shutdown. When you go to sleep, the primary user, which is the higher soul, logs off and unplugs from the physical hardware. The texts explain that only the nefesh, that lowest level of life force, remains beating in the blood just to keep the biological hardware alive. But because that primary user is gone, the system's absolute spiritual defenses are totally lowered. The hardware is left entirely exposed.
Section 2. Malware on the hand interfaces.
So, as that first light of dawn enters the room, we encounter Ruach Tumah, the spirit of impurity. Because your system's defenses were down all night, this dark spiritual residue, think of it like impurity malware, has settled directly onto the body. But it doesn't just settle anywhere, it congregates in a very specific place, the hands. Why the hands? Well, because your hands are your primary interactive hardware. They're the literal interfaces you use to touch, build, and interact with the physical world. The Zohar strictly warns that it is incredibly dangerous to touch any physical openings, your eyes, your mouth, your ears, before completely clearing this malware from the system.
In this quote right here brilliantly illustrates the stakes. The Midrash Hanilam states that if you try to operate your system with this malware still active, the divine presence actually departs. The negative forces literally point to your physical actions and say, "This is mine." Operating with unpurified interfaces allows these negative forces to claim ownership over your daily actions, and it defiles the very sustenance you bring to your table. Basically, you lose holy control.
So, that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? How do we safely reboot the system? If our interfaces are compromised every single night, what is the exact protocol to completely clear that impurity malware before we start our day?
Which brings us to Section 3, the mechanics of purification.
I absolutely love this framework because it shows exactly how this profound secret scales across generations. If you're explaining this to kids, you can totally use the video game version. When your character wakes up, they have a status debuff, like a poison or negative effect on their hands. You literally can't touch the map or your inventory until you execute a specific alternating combo move to clear the debuff. But for adults, this is cosmic engineering. It's a rigorous structural protocol based on the Sephirot, where water acts as a highly conductive medium to meticulously transfer energy and rebalance your spiritual dimensions. Now, this entire physical protocol actually begins with the number 2. Two distinct vessels are required, the physical cup and the actual hand receiving the water. This duality is woven through the entire morning ritual. It perfectly symbolizes the duality of night versus day and the intense battle between the severe black impurity of the malware and the clear white water representing divine mercy.
All right, so here is the actual combo move derived from the pre-Etz chime. First, you take the vessel in your right hand, pass it to your left, and pour clear water onto the right hand. Then, you pour onto the left hand. You absolutely must repeat this alternating sequence. Right, left, right, left, right, left, for a total of 3 times per hand. Why alternating? Well, the Kabbalists explain that the Kalipa, that dark shell of impurity, is incredibly stubborn. It actually jumps from hand to hand.
It only fully releases its grip through this specific 3-time alternating sequence, where the clear water of mercy literally washes away the darkness.
Section 4. Sephirot Cosmic Engineering.
Okay, this Sephirotic transfer map is where the magic really happens. Your physical body, specifically the hands, represents Malkut, the foundational kingdom, basically the hardware awaiting its reboot. The physical water vessel acts as Yesod, the cosmic funnel or conductive channel that's pouring the energy. When you pour on the right hand, you're activating Chesed, the pure, white, merciful flow that initiates the cleanse. And when you pour on the left hand, you're directly addressing Gevurah, severity, actively breaking down the black boundary of that impurity malware. The water channels from the right side of mercy over to the left side of severity, perfectly balancing these extreme cosmic forces.
But check this out. What is truly fascinating is the final step. After those 3 alternating pours, there's a 4th physical action where no water is actually poured: rubbing the hands together. This is the final unification. Rubbing the hands completes the circuit. It brings the right and the left into the central column of Tiferet, harmonizing the entire system. This friction, it's the ultimate system online signal. The malware is officially gone and holy control is totally locked in.
Section 5. Restoring your dimensions.
Now, you cannot just ignore the water that fell from your hands into the basin. According to the strict safety protocols of the Rabbad, that physical water now carries the spirit of the dead. It literally contains the dislodged malware we just cleared out. Because of this, you absolutely must not dispose of this water where people walk. You have to pour it into a proper drain or untrafficked dirt. The Rabbad explicitly warns that mishandling this infected water or walking over it can literally bring spiritual poverty. You've got to quarantine it far away from human foot traffic so it doesn't infect the dimensions of anyone else.
And boom, there you have it. The system reboot is complete. The cosmic dimensions of the Sephirot are perfectly aligned. The dangerous impurity has been washed away, properly disposed of, and most importantly, holy control is fully restored to the user. This intricate cosmic routine ensures that from the exact moment you step out of your bedroom, your actions, your touch, and your interactions with the physical world are purely your own.
So the next time you wake up and turn on your faucet, ask yourself, are you just washing away physical dust, or are you executing an ancient code to completely reclaim your soul? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.